welcome back. It's the last day and the last part of the series. It's the D-Day for putting it all together, so I hope you're all excited. It won't be a very long video, just the bits and bobs as we go. Right, so the first thing I've done in your absence, and the only thing, is because I've now broken, well, I haven't had my crocodile, that little hand one, very long, and it's broken. I can't believe it. So I've had to battle along with the bigger one. So I've just put in an eyelet here and that little charm that we made from the little tag and put that on there. So that's all I've done, nothing else. All right, so get that done. We've pretty much done with, well, everything's done on the front here now. We've done everything on that side, so there's nothing to worry about here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove these bits and bobs to the side so that we're not messing about, because this is quite tricky. Now what we want to do is we want to finish off this bit. All right, so the back is complete. There's nothing else to do there. And we are going to just be focusing here. So the first thing I want to do is just put on this tab quickly, just the front bit. So same as what we did on that side over here. I've done exactly the same, stitched around there and stitched on a card onto the front, and this is loose. We did that before, and we're going to stick that on there. So that's all that's going to happen. Now in the meantime, what I have done is I've stuck my 2 pieces of double-sided tape on there. You're most welcome to use glue or anything else that you want to use. That's ready for when I do that, and pretty much the very last thing I do. All right, so let's get on and just stick this down very quickly, which is not very long at all. So I'm just going to be using my art glitter glue. I've used a combination of so many different glues, but that's just me. I like to have different options for different things, and I've just brought down one from downstairs, and this is the one I'm going to use for everything now. Right, so we don't want to really go onto the card bit because that won't have a space to stick down there. All right, so we just want to lift that up, and we want to just stick that onto the end here like that. Just buff it up with the edge there. I'll move that down a bit. There we go. Okay, so that's what we have got there. So that's all fine and dandy. Okay, so you can leave that open for a while. What I'm going to do now is we can leave that as it is. The next thing we want to do is we want to grab the envelopes that we put together for this side. So it's the little small one, and grab this one. So let's work with these 2 quickly. These are finished. Now remember I said to you, you wanted to be keeping your flaps on the left here. So we've got these 2 flaps, and it doesn't matter what kind of flaps they were. We're going to sort that out right now. So what I want to do is I want to glue this in the crease there, just below the crease over here. We want to just put a little bit of glue on there, and a little bit further up, because some of this flap will be cut off. So I think that's about where I want it. And now what I want to do is I want to just fit that. So it's a bit of a jiggling job. You want to hold that like that and not take it quite to the fold line, and leave just a little bit of a gap from the fold line like that. So it's not, just so that it closes easily, and you can close it to find the right position for that. Now as you can see, this flap has extended. You can cut it off. It's all going to be covered. I'm just going to cut it off just for ease of handling. There we go. So we now have attached that one there. Okay, so that's what we've done there, and I'm just pressing that nice and firmly down. Okay, so that's the outside, that's the middle, and now we're going to do the similar thing with the square one that we did. So this envelope here. So again, you want to just find the right place for it. And again, we're not going to go, I don't know if you can see that there. We don't want to go straight into the crease line. We want to bring it like a absolute bead, like a breath, I don't know quite what, a minuscule amount away, 1 millimeter from that fold line. Okay, so it's better to hold it at an angle when you place it, and we will be placing it like that, just a little bit away so that it's going to be able to fold easily. If you place it right in the fold line, you're not going to be able to get this to lie flat comfortably. So again, turn this over and be very careful of not getting glue over here, and you want to get glue all over this side. So we'll just do that. There we go. I'm not going to go too close to the edge there. I don't want to get myself right, and I'm going to just open that a little bit. This is where we want to line it up with the base there, but just remember that little gap. So pick this one up. Becomes a tricky business now. And you have got the flap as well, which has got the sticky strip on. So I should have taken that off before, but I'm not going to take it all the way because it'll stick over there. Right, so I've got that bit over there. I'm trying to line it up now and see what I'm doing. All right, get it in there. Bend that down so you know it's going to lie flat, and then turn it over and just press that together nicely like that. Okay, right, so hopefully we've got that in the right position. I'm just checking. Yes, job done. Right, so we've got all three of those lying perfectly and they're matching beautifully there. Right, so I'm happy with that. So that's all awesome. Okay, we've got all those three together. Don't worry about this. This is now the next bit. Okay, now we're going to do the same with this side over here. We're going to lift this up. We've got our fold line over there, and we want to place that as close to that fold line as possible. Again, with a little minuscule amount of space just to allow the folder to fall flat. So if by bringing that a millimeter, I can't think of a small enough measure in inches, 1/16 of an inch, you're going to just have a little space for the not to impede and restrict your folds, your front page or cover. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. Now bring it down to the bottom. Well, it doesn't really matter about the bottom. You can set that up like that. Give it a little bit of a space. Again, about a millimeter, because ultimately you're going to want to have this come over. So be very mindful of that. So when you do that as a test run, before you stick your glue on, make sure that you can see where it needs to be. And remember, we took out a little notch there, and that should be able to fold like that. Okay, so I hope I'm explaining that clearly enough. So we're going to remember all of that there, and I know that that's the line I'm looking at now. And even if you want to put a pencil mark there, that's going to help you, because there are lots of creases going on here, that you know which line it is that you need to be very mindful of. All right, so let's do that now. We're going to start at the top here, and we're going to get some glue as close to the edge as possible, and obviously the rest of the side. We will be having the page go over this as well, so not to worry about that too much, but I'm very much aware of getting the glue right to the edge there. Okay, moment of truth. Turn it over. Try and grip these flapping bits and everything at once. This is tricky. And then lift up your flap so you can see where the fold line is. and push this in by holding this up. That way you know you're going to get it straight. Yeah. And I think we've got it straight. I hope so. And I hope that makes sense. Now you can run your fingers down there and just make sure that you've got it nice and flat. And here's the moment of truth. This needs to come over and like that. And this needs to come over, and it's all looking good. So that's great. All right, so there we go. Press that all in. Right, so we've got that side on. Isn't that amazing? Right, now we need to tackle the other side. So what we needed to do here is a very similar kind of thing. And we need to, first of all, I have cut that same 1 millimeter or 1/16 of an inch away from there. I mean, it is so slight you can hardly notice. That's just to give me enough space so that when I put this flap onto the side here, that this is able to come over like that. All right, so go and do that and check if you've got the distance to stick it on over there. You don't want that to come over too much. All right, so I'm going to just, while I'm looking at it, there's just a few bits of the tear ruler sticking out there, and I'm just going to cut those off like that. So that was just like a little sliver I've taken off there. Right, so I'm happy with that. So again, we're going to turn this over. If you want to take out your ephemera to do so, do so. I just want to grip it properly. And then again, make sure that you get that glue right to the edge like that. And then just don't go over the edge of your flap, whatever you do, because you have a big gluey mess, and oh gosh, it's not pleasant, is it? It's fine when it's on my fingers. Okay, so there we've got that already. I want to just lift that up, get it the right way. And again, now you're going to need to be aware of the edge here. You want to make sure that we stick it down just on the edge, a little bit up like that. And I'm hoping that's the right spot. I'm going to do my little test. Yes, it's happy. And now I can press it down, lift that up, press it down again. Okay, this is the hold my breath moment for me, because you know it can all go horribly wrong at this point, and you've put in all this hard effort. Okay, so I'm happy with that. It's not exceeding over the edge here. It's all looking perfect, so I'm happy with that. Now, while we've got it all open like that, you can now, if you've got one of these strips, take it off. We are now going to put our final piece down. Right, so decide which way you want that to be. For me, I think it was this way. I'm just making sure before I... Yes, that's the way. And now you can put your glue or your Mod Podge if you want, whatever it is. Just make sure you go right to the edge, especially the top edge. You know, get that well glued down like that. Not too worried about the bottom section, although I'm always worried about every section, but you know, lots of glue on there, so it's going to stay nicely. I'm happy with that now. And now we're going to cover this. So we want to just make sure that we get it to the top like that. And I'm just looking for the fold lines, and we get it there as well. Okay, and make sure that we don't go over our envelope in any way. So you should be able to lift that up, and we should be able to lift this side up as well. Okay, use your hands, they're the best tools for this. Give it a good rub make sure it's nice and smooth. Okay, let's just check now. Oh, it's looking good. And then this one as well. In fact, this goes underneath, so that goes there and that goes there. So all of that is lying perfectly fine so far. Okay, there's a little bit here, which is not a crisis, but I just would like it to sit down nice and, you know, firmly. So it's just me being ridiculous as usual. Right, so we've got it all down. I'm just holding that there while it glues itself down, so everything's looking fab. Right, now all we need to do is this, like that. And you can use glue for this, it doesn't matter at all. And then we can just press that down, like that. And look, everything is looking fabulous. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so here's our little booklet. This is what we did in the last episode. That goes in there with all our ephemera. And then this is going to close up like that. That's going to close up like that. All of those layers like that. And then we're going to close it. Oh, we've got to put this bit in still, like this, and like that. There's your little booklet, and we can close it all together like that. And all that remains to be done is to put on our little ribbon. So let me get that quickly. Okay, so I've got sari silk ribbon and I've got some beautiful gingham ribbon. So I wasn't sure what you thought would look good. So you've seen the one with the sari. I'm going to try this one and see what you think. You can leave me a note in the comments. Those are the two that I have, the different ribbons, and I'm not sure which one I prefer. They're the two different ribbons that I've got for you. You can let me know which one you prefer in the comments box. Now I am going to put these two up in my Etsy in my Etsy shop for you, and I'm going to put them on Saturday at 1 p.m. GMT time. So I'm hoping that time sort of allows everybody to have access in a at a decent hour. So I've tried to think of the world over, so I'm trying to accommodate everybody. So have a look and keep a lookout for that, and you'll find them in my Etsy shop there if you're wanting to buy one, that is, of course. I'm hoping that you've all made your own and you won't want to have any of them anyway, so you know there's that. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed creating this project along with me. I've had a lot of fun looking at all your beautiful creations. Please send the finished pictures through to me. It doesn't matter if it's on email, if it's on Instagram, private message, whatever you want. Share it in the Facebook if you like, because I always look at those. Just tag me in so that I don't miss anybody. Listen to my dog. And I look forward to seeing all of those again with you. So thank you so much for following along. I've tried to do them every single day. I hope that you can catch up in your own time as well. All right, so it's been lots of fun and I've thoroughly enjoyed it, so I hope you have too. Thank you as always for your wonderful support and encouragement, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.